Just last week, the sports world was rocked again. After the shooting of Wisconsin man Jacob Blake, athletes alike took a stand. Games were postponed and practices were canceled across the major sports, all part of a shout for change. And in New England, it's leadership that continues to push that conversation forward.
I'll say this, I've never been more proud to be a part of this organization.
2020 has been a year of uncertainty and ambiguity. From a global pandemic to tragic events leading to the fight for racial and social justice. So in order for their voices to be heard, teams are leaning on each other.
Without going into too much detail about those conversations, I would say that they were productive. I think it's been a time for our team to really come together and grow as we learn one another. We learn about each other's experiences growing up and each other's experiences in America.
The NBA was the first league to start the movement in pro sports when multiple teams boycotted their playoff games last week, something Matthew Slater says set the precedent for athletes using their voice.
I really have a ton of respect for those guys in the NBA making the decisions that they've made, leading in the way that they have, that they've been unashamed, unafraid. They've gone out there for a cause that we all know is very important.
And that paved the way for the NFL and the Patriots to unite during these times.
You look out in our country right now and there's a lot of division. And I think if we can be an example of unity, I'm all for it. So I fully support them and that movement. And like you said, couldn't be more proud to be a part of not only the Patriots and our great community, but the NFL community as well.
And two Patriots who portrayed their emotion to the media last week were brothers Devin and Jason McCourty, and they've used that pain and hopelessness to bring their team together.
I'll say this, those are two of the finest men I've come across in my life, and that goes for inside and outside of football. They're men of purpose and passion. They give a lot of thought to the things that they say and do. They operate out of a place of love and understanding and caring.
The McCourtys using their hurt and pain to lead a group of men in the locker room.
There's something special about being in this locker room, and I'm so thankful that I'm here to be around those guys because they're such great leaders. And I, when stuff like this arises, you look to them.
Leadership that continues to build, even for something much bigger than football.
They are the glue that holds the locker room together, and there's a true love for one another in that locker room, and it's something that I wish everyone in America could experience because I think it'd be a much better place.
A theme from last week's conversation with the McCourty brothers highlighted hopelessness and pain, and they asked that other athletes and their teammates join them in using their voice. In Foxborough, Cole Johnson, New England Nation Extra.